All right, good morning. Good to see everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Valentine's Day. All right, good morning. Let's turn that sound off. Everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Valentine's Day. All right, good morning. Let's turn that sound off. Everybody. Happy Monday. All right, so it's been a really great weekend of training, and the training is what's really starting to make Monday morning even more necessary and hopefully more exciting for you guys to come. I'm going to make one more little adjustment. Hang on just a second. It's a little blinded by the light. Okay, so long bands with handles. If you have some long bands with handles, it'd be a good thing. If you don't have them, I'm going to recommend that you get them for the exact reason I'm going to show you today. So if you're in the United States, you can buy these on Amazon. Long band with handles from Spry is one of my favorites, but you can definitely get them from lots of different resources. Okay, so we're going to use some long bands with handles today. The most important thing we're going to do today is really work on pelvic position. So all of the athletes that I'm going to work with this week will have trained hard this weekend. And the number one thing that we want to do before we go under load or begin another training session that's going to challenge our body and perhaps add some tightness that might put us at risk is going to be to make sure that the hips are decoupled and moving that way to ensure that your hips don't move this way when you're running and cycling. So that's what hip decoupling is all about. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab the foam roller. We'll start with a little bit of the lower leg, and today we're going into the belly of the muscle again. So make sure you're not using too much intensity with the adding on the other leg. It doesn't have to hurt. Just give it a little bit of tension through the belly of the muscle. And it's a great way to assess how your body is recovering and accepting the training. So I'm a little bit achy in the muscle, and that tells me that I'm definitely not fully recovered. I tend towards tightness on the lateral line of the body, so go ahead and, I'm going to assume most of us do because we're all humans. We have the same body and have to deal with gravity. So that's, go ahead and turn that foot out just a little bit so that you can foam roll the lateral aspect of the calf. And that might feel a little bit spicy, and that's going to tell us more than anything that we need to keep working adductor strength. Okay, so if there's lateral calf spiciness, let's change legs, go to the middle of the calf. If there's lateral calf tension and maybe a little bit more than we'd like to feel, we know we need to keep strengthening the internal rotators of the body. Okay, so working through the calf muscle, and on this left side I'm getting a little medial spicy as well as a little bit of lateral spicy. And if you've ever struggled with any kind of foot issues like a plantar fasciitis or even just a dominant muscle within the foot, the flexor hallucis or something like that, you definitely want to start looking up the chain and work into that lower leg and the calf muscle. So I'm getting the same lateral tightness in the calf, which is telling me the peroneals are now called the fibularis. They are definitely under a little bit of duress when I'm running and cycling. Probably not swimming. I'm not swimming probably as much as I should be, but working up the lateral line will be through that IT band, and I'm going to get a hold of that one through the glute more than anything. So I'm not going to foam roll the IT band. I don't think it works. It just hurts. So we're going to work further up here. So the glute max, glute med, TFL, all the lateral system through the low body. So this is a position I don't put you guys in much. This is the hip bone right here, the ASIS, and I want you right behind it on that foam roller, just posterior to the hip bone. And we're going to work through that TFL and just give it a little bit of love, little bit of tension using the foam roller. So my hips are stacked through this position. You might even go a little bit anterior. Both foot, right foot and right hand are supporting to make sure I don't get too much tension. You don't want the tissue to fight back. And we're just going to work through that. Let's go a little bit posterior now onto the PSIS, which is the very, very highest part of the pelvis. Since we're trying to work on pelvic position, we want to take a little bit of time here to work through the tissue release around the ASIS and the PSIS, posterior superior iliac spine. So we're working on that back side. Now, we can work the foam roller front to back, but we can also work it across. So let's go ahead and just move the hips across the foam roller, maybe cross fiber a little bit on some of that connective tissue of the glute med. Right there. Good. All right, let's change it over to the other side. Again, we're stacking the hips, getting just behind the hip bone and working through the foam roller. Take that foot in front and just kind of work through that lateral line, the lateral fascia line. If you've ever spent any time with the book Anatomy Trains, written by Thomas Myers, you'll understand fascial lines maybe a little bit more and understand that the training that we do for the most part isn't muscular. It's connective tissue, and how we train with the inclusion of the fascial system and how the muscles work in sequences rather than in isolation. Okay, so back to that PSIS on the right side, working on the back side of the pelvis. And I'm just going to do a little bit of cross fiber there through the back side. I love that you guys are taking time to do this kind of work, because freeing up the pelvis will let you run with so much more ease. And when your coach sees you working some tempo efforts and VO2 max efforts or sprinting, and your heart rate is staying lower because your whole system is a little bit more relaxed because it's open and it's flowing and it's floppy. Okay, pubic bone. We're going right onto the front side of the body here. Foam roller onto the pubic bone, and we're just going to rock that across fiber. I spent a lot of time in time trial position this weekend. Maybe you did too. That shortens the front side of my body, and that seems not too bad. So that means that this bone and the skin is not sticking, and that's good. That gives me more length through my belly. Okay, so let's take the foam roller up to the anterior part of the rib cage, right where the heart rate monitor would go, or for the ladies, right on the bra line. So right there, again, we're going to drag the skin across the rib cage. We talk so much about breath. I'm going to go a little bit lateral on that rib cage. That seems to be feeling pretty good. I'm going to go a little bit lower on the rib cage. That feels okay. Into the lat. And I'm just going to drag it across. And again, it feels pretty good too. As far as spicy, if that doesn't hurt you, then that's a really good sign. That means your rib cage can expand with each and every breath. Okay, same thing. We start other part through the rib cage. I'm working osteofascial release using the foam roller, working through the rib cage. Just checking through it. For some reason, my left side has a little bit more tightness to it. I can feel it. And there's nothing more that I can do about it other than to recognize I'm doing just what I should. I probably should do some big arm reaches at some point for my left side. It would be weird if you were really perfectly 50-50 through the lat. And again, I got a little translation, little zinger through my arm on that one. So paying attention to what side is tight. Just know thyself, guys. Okay, working through the armpit, And because I know this side is tight, I'm gonna take this one all the way down into the tricep. I don't know where this tightness is originating. It might be through the psoas, it might be through the hip. It might just be doing more work than the right side because I've broken my right ankle a few times, and that actually might make perfect sense. You never really know. I always don't trust people that think they know everything. Okay, so let's take the foam roller one more time. We've done the front side of the body. I want to put it kind of long ways on the sacrum. So have a seat, put that foam roller right kind of in the crack of your butt there and kind of sit back on it. So the foam roller is right on your sacrum, that big bone that drops down between right into the pelvis. And we're just going to work the cross fiber a little bit to the left side. That's where that glute max attaches. And then a little bit to the right side. Okay, good. All right, that's feeling pretty good. All right, one more thing we're just going to do. We're going to assume that these adductors got some good work this weekend. They might have a little tightness. We want to make sure that they're open and ready to work this week. So there is a perpendicular relationship. Whenever athletes do this and they don't have that look on their face, that ow, I'm going to usually reposition the foam roller and I can find the ow. This foam roller has to be perpendicular to your femur. Okay, so we're going to start down at the bottom today. Lift the foot up and roll into that medial part of the knee, medial part of the thigh, into that VMO, the attachment of the sartorius, the attachment of the adductor group, and it gets way more intense if you lift the foot up a little bit because we're going into those internal rotators. Just work through that nice and easy. It's definitely spicy for me. I just can feel myself getting better every single day. Hopefully you can too. All right, right there up by the pubic bone, high adductors, that big old adductor magnus working in there, especially to the front side of him. Front side of adductor magnus, doing a lot of work for us if we're lucky. We don't want him to be tight. We want him to be strong. All right, same thing other side. Foam roller, perpendicular to the femur. I love that we can meet every single Monday, you guys, and do this together. If you're not doing your Mobility Monday, and you can do Mobility Monday on Wednesday and Friday too, and Tuesday and Thursday if you want. All right, lift that foot up. Work through that distal part, down by the knee. Ooh, that's spicy too. Coach Carson, you're doing a great job. My swim, bike, run coach is Carson Christian, and he was giving me a bit of a bad time on Training Peaks about not getting all my swimming in, but you know, you do what you can. Working full time. All right, let's take that thing all the way up by the pubic bone, adductors. I have to go a little bit lower there. There you go. And just see if we can get that release. Lift the foot up a little bit. And working through that. And that's good. Okay, you guys, that was pretty full body foam rolling today. Whew. All right, let's go into that dead bug position. Dead bug position. So right here, from this position on your back, we're gonna lift the feet up, tabletop the tibias, and from right here, activate low abdomen, pull pubic bone to belly button, and just stay right there. Push the belly button into the spine, activate the stomach muscles. You can feel it right there. Put the feet back down. As you put the feet back down, try not to create the space and allow the space to come in your low back. Quick reset. Oh, I think we're back. Okay, good. I want to make sure that we don't lose our internet. Okay, so from this position, we want to keep length through the quad. Length through the quad right here. Activate pubic bone to belly button and be able to lift nice and strong out of that. 2 hands come straight up, and as we extend the right leg out and bring it back, we want to maintain the position of the low back into the floor. So shoulders back into the ground, hands are up, and left leg straight out and back. Don't lose that. And good. Okay, so we also know that the lats are part of that equation. So let's go ahead, establish a nice strong low belly. We're going to go right leg and left arm. Try to get the heel all the way to the ground. You should be working really hard right here to hold that low back into the ground. Hold that neutral pelvis with full extension through the belly. And good. All right, so it's easy to do exercises, right? And so your PT or your trainer asks you to do a dead bug right leg, left leg extension, right leg, left arm extension like that. The whole goal is to teach your spine to be active and strong in the long part of your stomach. And so you can just go through the motions, or you can really focus on the stability that's needed through the belly. And I want you guys as a group, we want to be focused on the details, okay? All right, so next thing we're going to do, that one's called a dead bug. This one is called the bird dog. So same thing. Here's the exercise. Okay, my PT tells me to do these exercises. So I'm doing these exercises. What are you trying to do? Like burn a bunch of calories? That makes no sense, right? So when you get into this position, let's focus on the details. Let's focus on finding a neutral lumbar spine. Most of us endurance athletes are going to find we live kind of here. We live with a tight anterior rotated pelvis. I want you to be able to find neutral and hold neutral. Spread your fingertips. Nice strong head position. That's the other thing. Your chin back, chest up. Hold your head in a really great position. Extend that right leg out and pull the belly button in, and try to hold neutral pelvis as you do those kickbacks. I'm going to add one more little detail. I want you to pull your toes towards your shins and really reach through the heel. Okay? Neutral low back. 1. We want glute activation. We got to have a good pelvic position. 2, 3, 4, 5. Work that head position. Pull your chin back, chest up. Belly button into the spine. One more each side. And good. All right. Relax for just a second. We're going to add the arms. Okay? So nice strong upper back position. You don't want to be tucked. You don't want a posterior tilt. You want neutral. So keep the head in a nice strong position. It's kind of like you're on your TT bike, okay? So you don't want to be looking straight down. That's not healthy. Right there. Look out of the top of your eyes. Strong head position. Neutral back. We go right leg, left arm. I want you to reach through your heel, through your fingertips. Come back the other side. Through your heel, through your fingertips. Fingertips are strong. Fascia is tight in that whole line, that whole fascia line. Okay, we got 5 each side. Fingertips, strong. 2. Strong. 3. 4. 5. 6. You can see I just reset that. 7. See if you can pull the back of your hand a little higher. 8, push through your heel. Get long through your glute. 9 and 10. So these are very simple things, but if you do them really well, they're going to serve you. You can feel the glute activation because we have opened up the front side of the body. We took the time to foam roll the muscles that might create tightness in the hip capsule, right? So every single coach, whether it's your strength coach or whether it's your sport coach, they're going to be so happy that your body is going to work better. Okay, so you might see me just wrap up my foot with the long band with handle. We're going to finish up the day. If you don't have a long band with handle, what I want you to do is impose tension into the system in these kickbacks. All right, so if you don't have a long band with handle, impose tension. Push through your heel, pull your toe towards your shin, get a healthy long back line. All right, this is just hips. We're going 5. Strong position. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Same thing other side. Strong head position. Hold strong with the band. Upper back is in the game. Oh, lefty, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, one more, and 5. Okay, dead bugs, bird dogs, full body foam rolling, hip decoupling. Bring it all together. This is a week for my premium group. I'm going to challenge you mentally, maybe even emotionally, with a bunch of short video workouts. If you want to try a little bit of premium strength training with ECFIT, shoot me an email, Erin at ECFIT Strength, and I'll set you up. You can be our guest. We'd love to have you. Hopefully you're feeling great. Leave a note in the comments if you have any questions or comments or things that you'd like to see more of in Monday Morning Mobility. Peace out. Happy Valentine's Day. If you don't have someone to love, love everyone. Peace out.